Okay, folks, so for this morning's Diaspora Check-In, we're checking in with Borderless Creatives founder NaturallyMighty. She's joining us now from Hiroshima in Japan to share how she's been empowering international creators facing cultural and geographical challenges. Shoshana, good night. Good night. It's 8:50 where you are. How are you tonight, this morning, tonight, all of them? How you do?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you so much for having me. How are you this morning?
I am very well. Thank you for asking. So, Borderless Creatives is one company. Creations by Mighty is another. So we're going to talk about those. But first, I want to talk about your journey to Japan. You were here in Jamaica. You're originally from St. Catherine. You've been in Japan for 5 years. What inspired you packing up and heading so far across the world?
Okay, do you want the truth or like...
Yeah, well, I only deal with truth around here. Let's hear.
You want the truth? All right, so I was bored and that's it. There's no, oh, I love Japan or I love anime or I love the food. It's nothing like that. I don't have one of those stories. I was bored. I wanted a change and that was it.
And so what were you doing before you left? What was boring you?
I was at UE, and like every college student, I was just trying to figure out what next.
Yes.
After UE, it was that, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? And I literally decided on applying for a bunch of jobs overseas. Whichever one come through first, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Computer sciences is what you majored in, right?
Yes, I did.
So you did your degree, you picked up yourself, and you went to Japan. But originally, you went to Japan to teach.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Didn't last too long.
No, I did not. I taught for 2 years. And after probably the first month, I was like, this is not for me. Not because I did not love teaching, but because the way the system is set up here in Japan, you are burned out before you even start.
Really? How so?
Well, you know, in Jamaica, teachers, they get summer off. If they're not doing anything, they can like leave. If they don't have any classes, they can go home. It is just not the same in Japan. If you have no classes, for example, true story, I would have one class for the day, the last session for the day, and I would have to go to work at 8 p.m. or 8:30 and sit there until like 3 or whenever my class will start. And you cannot use your phone, you cannot use your computer, but you have to look busy.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah. So you were like, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna start my own business. And then, so how did you ideate? And how did you start what you started? What inspired you to start Borderless Creatives? Tell us what that is, and then tell us what Creations by Mighty is.
Okay. Well, I started Creations by Mighty before leaving Jamaica, actually. I was at UE. I wanted money to buy birthday present for my partner, my now husband. And I started my VA business. After
VA meaning virtual assistant, right?
virtual assistant, yes. After making enough to buy his present, I stopped.
Okay.
I stopped. But when I came to Japan, and again, the pay is not the best in Japan. Don't listen to what people tell you about foreign is always better. It's not. So the pay was not good in Japan, and we needed to figure out how are we going to make this work. So I relaunched my VA business, reached out to clients that I had while in Jamaica. I was like, hey, I'm back online. Do you need help with anything? And a lot of them responded. Not everybody needed help with anything, but some people were like, hey, can you help me with this, that, and that? Now, being a virtual assistant, I pretty much do absolutely anything that can be done on a computer, whether it be website development, social media management, transcription, you name it. And so I did that and got more and more clients. And that's how Creations by Mighty kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
Having
Yes.
having this many clients, I find that my clients would send me stuff. For example, managing a hair company brand, they would send me hair products. I would create videos for these hair products, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm being paid to do this. And then I saw the girlies online getting paid to create videos. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can do that too.
Mm-hmm. 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 And not
So
for free.
Right? So I did the research and I was not getting paid. And that discouraged me. And I left trying to figure out why is it that these girlies in the West, the US, Canada, the UK, they were getting paid for this. What made it different for me? And then I realized everything that I was learning was Western based. This was US based. Like being in the Eastern side of the world, being in Asia, everything is completely different. The moment people hear that you're from Asia, they want to down pay. You have to know your worth, number one. You have to stand your ground, number two. So then I went on the journey to figure out how is it that I can get paid to do something that I'm going to do naturally anyways, just like these creators in the West. And that's how Borderless Creatives was born. So Borderless Creative is pretty much me helping other creators in Asia figuring out the way to navigate to get paid being a creator.
That's fantastic. And you pretty much kind of taught yourself this business. I mean, everything that you're doing as content and the editing and the this and the, you taught yourself all of that.
I did self-taught everything. I mean, being a computer scientist does have its perks. So it's difficult for me to learn the video editing or, the social media management because my brain is kind of wired like that already. But I did teach myself everything that I know. And now I'm teaching others how to aim because it's not fun being stuck in a job that you don't like, especially not being at home.
Yeah. Yes. Cosign. So 5 years in, 5 years into a new environment, here comes Borderless Creatives. How is the business doing? And how is Japan feeling now to you? Like, are you in a second skin? Are you in a second home? Do you feel like now, because you're doing something you love, like you're in your sweet spot?
Well, 5 years in, Japan feels more breathable now. I would lie if I did not say over and over again, I felt like throwing in the towel, packing it up, and moving back home. I was not happy before I decided that I'm going to create my own table and invite who I wanted to be seated with to that table.
Felt. Yes, I'm listening. Preach. Yeah.
Right. Because I'm in a culture where language barrier is a thing. Being Black, you stand out. Being woman, you stand out. Because in Japan, women do not have a voice.
Right. Wow.
So the odds are stacked against most foreigners, especially women in this country. So yes, I did feel like packing it in a couple of times. And I am grateful for my partner because we do everything together. We talk things through. We cry if we need to. Is Japan home? No, Japan will never be home. Right. Jamaica is home.
That's right. Girl.
But it does, it does feel a little bit more comfortable being here now that I'm not a part of the the system where you
Yes.
just have to follow that rule.
Where you've
like,
created your own reality.
I did.
Ah, perfect.
Yes,
I
I
love
did.
when you say Japan has now, it's become a little more breathable. Beautiful. Sashana, thank you so much for sharing your story. It is indeed a story of might. So you've earned your last name, Sashana
Thank
Mighty.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Congrats to you, my
Thank
love.
you.
Keep making your mark and tell your husband we said howdy, and we're sending a lot of love to you all the way in Japan, because we know when you're away you miss home, eh? So thank you for
We
doing
do.
what you're doing. Quick shout out, because we have to go. Just say hi to a couple of people quickly.
Quickly, I am sending love to my queen, my mom, Lori, to my partner, of course, my grandma, Melva, to the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, the besties, the sister, all the friends who know me, and to everyone at the Windsor School of Special Education. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for your love and support.
And thank you for joining us this morning. Sashana Mighty, founder of Borderless Creatives over in Japan. Sashana, greetings a while ago just made me realize, folks, it is that time of year, you know. Greetings across the world soon coming, you know. Excitement.